If you see us out painting on the street, just give us a shout, tell us we're doing a great job. That's the best thing.
Yeah.
The best thing to say to us. Don't ask us about what we're doing and what we're just getting on with the job. Just say,
don't ask us, what's this going to be? Don't know, we don't work here.
Yeah, exactly.
When's it opening? Don't know, we don't work here. We're just painting the signs.
Yeah. Bungo Sign Co is a hand-painted sign and design company based in the Southside of Glasgow.
It started in 2022. After me and Rachel had been working together for a few months, we decided that it would be a great idea to get a studio together. And we thought, why not rebrand and have a collaborative name? Bungo Sign Co comes from the Bungo is Strathbungo, which is the area in Glasgow that the studio is in.
We moved into our shop front in September 2023, so we haven't been here too long, but we absolutely love it. It used to be a fish shop and now we've turned it into a sign shop.
One of the many benefits of working together is we can now work on much bigger projects than we could when we were just one person. For example, recently we painted a massive sign on the side of a distillery out in the countryside, and you definitely could not have done that by yourself. So we now can take on these much larger projects, larger scale, and we can get it done twice as fast because there are two of us.
Sign painting in general is quite like a solo thing to do mostly, so teaming up and working on projects is like so much more fun. The community around it is so strong. There's huge big range of people who do it from like their age and also their background, and that's what's really good about it, is that you can connect to like all these different people through Instagram and through forums and things like that, and ask questions and just chat about signs in general.
And also as a community we have big meetups called Letterheads, where all the sign painters get together and we all paint together. And they started in, is it the 80s they started in? I think it was early, I think it was 70s, before the internet. It was a small group of guys in America. They'd meet up and share tips and things that they'd learned, kind of like a skill share kind of idea. But it was also just a great social thing, so they kept running. And then a few years ago, Rachel and myself organised a women, trans and non-binary meetup. Birds of the Brush is a movement that started in February 2022. It's an annual meetup for women, trans and non-binary sign painters to get together and communicate and build connections and skill share.
It's not just men who paint signs, and that's what the main reason for doing the meetups is for all of us to connect with like our individual I guess experiences of being not men in the job, and I think it is a very different job when you are not a man. So getting together and be able to talk about that and paint together is just like such a lovely thing to do, and it really solidifies your own experiences, and you're like, oh, I'm not the only person that goes through X, Y and Z, and it's just like so safe and so encouraging, and that's what we wanted to do with Birds of the Brush. So when we're on the job, we get the comment a lot of, oh, that's a dying art, and it's usually from older people because they remember their parents, grandparents, aunts and uncles, someone like that, being sign painters, and they don't really see it as like a young person's trade, I suppose. So we would say to that it's absolutely not dying at all. It's really the opposite. It's just getting bigger and bigger as the years go on, and it's kind of started about 10 years ago that it started really coming back. And I think that's a lot of that's down to people wanting to use their hands for things more and seeing the value in not just shoving up a huge big plastic sign, and also the environmental impact of that is really bad too. So because of the rise in that, it's really spurred on people being interested in painting signs again.
So traditionally back in the day with sign painting, you'd have to study for months how to draw a straight line before you could even touch any of the paint brushes. But now a lot of the time we're self-taught. When I first started out, when Rachel first started out, there was no resources. There was YouTube videos, but you're trying to learn how to hold a brush and you're watching the screen and you can't figure it out. I think it's really important to have in-person tuition. And when I sought out workshops, I ended up having to go down to London, which was a massive expense for a hospitality worker to, pay for. So we were quite passionate about running workshops, educating, teaching. We go into schools and we teach like young girls how to sign paint that have interest in art and craft subjects, to show them that more women work in these kind of industries. We run beginners workshops here in the shop. They're super popular. We run them all throughout spring and autumn and winter.
So our workshops, we keep it to 6 people at a time so that we can go around individually and really like hone in on people's posture and how they're holding the brush, and give them tips on like how to make their lines straighter and you know, kind of nice smooth paint, so their layers are nice and sharp. And people really enjoy it. We sell it out all the time. You can book through our Instagram on our big cartel. We've got winter dates up now if you want to join us. And we're also doing some intermediate ones as well, so we're always getting feedback on like what people might want to come and do next. You know, not a lot of people have the space and the time and energy to like build themselves, you know, like a board to paint with. So we're kind of trying to make our studio more open to having days where people can just come along and just have a practice and just zone out from their like everyday life and just get something to paint and have a nice time, and also meet other people who are into it as well. So we're pushing that, we're developing that as well. Our intermediate ones are on like dimensional letters, which we both absolutely love to do, convex style, serif lettering, a whole host of things. So we really love doing that, and we're going to continue doing that as long as we have like a shop front. So we're painting at Yardworks in a few weeks' time, and that's like a really Glaswegian get together of street artists, but we would love to go more international with going to other street art festivals. It's just such good fun going to different countries. We love to travel, and also going bigger on the projects that we're doing. We'd love to do a gable end somewhere locally or further afield. Just nice big letters somewhere would just be so much fun to paint and design and paint as well.
Another big career goal of ours is to do a lot more community engagement work. There's a lot of charities and organisations that are quite close to home and we're quite passionate about, and we'd love to do more, I guess, yeah, just community projects, maybe that educating, or collaborative pieces that we work together for different charities or things. I think, yeah, kind of giving back to the community is quite important to us and being involved with that. Myself and Rachel first met at a one-day workshop that she was running with Kieran Globel at the Graphic Design Festival in 2018 or 2017, I think, the first year. I can't remember because I did it 2 years in a row because there was nowhere else to learn sign writing. I did it 2 years in a row. Rachel didn't remember me either year. I then walked past her painting a sign on the street in the Southside, and I was like, oh my god, there's Rachel Miller. And I walked past and I was too scared to say anything, so I walked back again, and I finally plucked up the courage and I went over and said, hi, I follow you on Instagram. And you still didn't remember me, but thankfully I must have left a good impression, because she messaged me on Instagram a few weeks later asking if I could help her out on a job, and so I must have been funny.
You made a good impression. Yeah, it's like, this girl's sound.
Yeah, and now we're best pals. We've been on holiday together.
Business partners, share a studio together, travelling. Yep.
It's great.
Dreamy.
Dream team.
Dream team. And so you can catch us in person wherever we're painting. If you just happen to come across us, just say hello. And you can always find us on our Instagrams, TikToks, website, and also come and meet us in person and do one of our workshops. Always available to book as well. If you see us out painting on the street, just give us a shout, tell us we're doing a great job. That's the best thing. Yeah, the best thing to say to us. Don't ask us about what we're doing and what we're just getting on with the job. Just say,
don't ask us what's this going to be. Don't know, we don't work here.
Yeah, exactly.
When's it opening? Don't know, we don't work here. We're just painting the signs.
Yeah.
If you want any questions answered, wait till we're down the ladder.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you're up the ladder and people stand underneath and they try and talk to you.
4 meters down.
Yeah. It's very dangerous. So wait until we're down the ladder, please. And don't walk underneath the ladder.
I know, yeah.
A lot of people do that and it's bad luck.
It is. Yeah.
Perfect. Wonderful. Yeah, it was so good.